now. Okay, so we're good now. All right. Woo! Whew. Sweet Jesus.
All right.
Okay. So, welcome to Francine's Fabulous Things. That's right, Keith. That's right. And I am so excited to have on Keith Lorren, the Spice King of, I'm saying Florida, I'm saying the South, just all of that. Yeah, and now he's already up north. So for me, he's the Spice King up here as well. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, Shirley's watching. Hey, Shirley. Hi, Lori. So I am so excited to have the Spice King, where you all can see all of his products and just about everywhere. And let me tell you a little bit about him. First of all, let me introduce him properly. For those of you who don't know, but you will know after tonight, that I have the honor and the pleasure of having the Spice King, Mr. Keith Lorren from Florida, Miami, Florida. Am I right, Keith?
Yes, I'm from Miami.
Let me say it right, Miami.
Miami.
Miami. From Miami, Florida. And I want to tell you all, for those of you who have just joined Francine's Fabulous Things this evening, let me explain to you how this evening came about for me. This summer, I was visiting a friend and I was making her fresh corn and okra. Okay, her husband is from South Carolina, so I'm cooking. I was like, oh my God, I left one of my seasonings at home, so I went in her cupboard and this, to see what she had, because this is not what she does on a normal, on a regular basis. I got my fresh fried corn, my fresh okra. I was cute with it, and so I said, I need something, just one more thing. I had all the other great seasonings in. I had everything. And I went in her cupboard and I need you all to pay attention to what I'm saying. I want you to come into this screen, get in real close, and watch what I'm about to show you. I had
Here we go.
Do you all
Drum
see
roll.
it? Do you see it right there?
I see the drum roll.
Gourmet. Do you see that right there? The Spice King Gourmet Collard Green Seasoning. Now, when have you ever seen collard green seasoning? And for those of you getting cute, oh, I've seen collard green seasoning. No, you haven't. Stop lying. It is not something that you see in the stores all the time, especially up north. So again, this is how the love for the Spice King started for me. And I
Thank you so
went.
much.
Yes. So Keith, before I even get into this, I would like for you to say hello to our audience and tell them a little bit about yourself and how you got started.
Sure. Well, everybody, first of all, I'm so honored, Francine, that you even picked my spice up. To me, that's a beautiful honor, because my whole purpose in life is to make everybody's life taste better. And that collard green seasoning is actually a tribute to my grandmother, because she's the one who taught me how to cook. And so when I think about Southern food, I owe it to my grandmother. I owe it to all my ancestors before me to represent our culture well. So when you open up that bottle of collard green seasoning, it's going to taste like you got all the ham hocks and neck bones and smoked meats and all the good seasoning, and there's no meat in it. But it's just going to give you that flavor, and it's going to balance any of the bitterness in the green. It's even the little babies like eating collard greens now because of that seasoning, Miss Francine, and it's such a beautiful thing. So I'm the spiciest man in the world, the Duke of Delicious, the Kaiser of Curry, and the man who invented cooking. And my sole purpose in life is to just spice up the whole planet, make everything taste great. And I've been blessed with an opportunity to put ethnic spices, a flavor of the Black diaspora, into the retail chain like Walmart, Stop and Shop, Big Y, and Jewel Osco. And I'm honored, I'm privileged, and I'm going to represent. So if you want to cook good or you want that flavor, you better cook with the Spice King, because otherwise you're just wasting your time.
That's right. And that's how I felt when I opened up your season. Did you all hear what he said? Walmart. He's in Walmart, Stop and Shop, Big Y, okay?
Jewel Osco, and we just got HEB stores too. And coming in 2021, we'll be in Kroger, we'll be in Food Lion, we'll be in all the big retail space. And I'm putting it out in the universe. We're going to do some work with Disney, and we're going to do some work with Marvel as well.
Oh, listen. I am a firm believer in speaking life over your dreams and whatever you want, your aspirations. Because believe me, I'm a sister who believes that I came to win and I don't play.
Listen,
so I understand.
Miss Francine and everybody watching, everything starts out here in the ethereal, and it's up to us to manifest it so that it's here in the physical. That's how it starts.
Yes, it does. It does. Hi, Kim. See, we have a nice Southern girl right here, Miss Kimberly Scott, who's on here watching with us this evening.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what I said. I had to bring you on as one of my Francine's fabulous things. So
Thank
he
you so
told
much.
you the story, of course, Keith. He told you the story about how, he decided to design this collard green season, the Spice
Hmm.
King. Do you all see that? The Spice King collard green seasoning. And
Yeah.
so this, I know you're about to speak, but I need to say this. So for all you vegans out there, this is why I'm saying this. Because all you vegans and all you people who think kale is a new thing, I'm just going to say that right there. I want you to understand that if you don't want to include the meat, you don't want to include all those things in your food, you can go right here and use the collard green seasoning from the Spice King. And what got me with this seasoning is that when we get seasonings, sometimes
Hmm.
there's not a good balance between
Right.
salt and herbs.
Yes.
What I like about his products right here, the Spice King, is that you only need a little bit
Right.
of this spice. It
Hmm.
goes so far, it's so
Yes.
bold,
Yes.
flavorful. It's not overwhelming. Like you don't feel like you're
Right.
having so much saltiness.
Right.
So if you take and you put a lot and then afterwards you go, oh my God, it's too salty. That's
Hmm.
because you use too much.
Right.
So this collard green seasoning, you said this is a tribute to your grandmother, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
sure all of us could talk about that. Go ahead and talk about that,
absolutely.
Keith.
Well, okay, so I come from a huge food family, so it goes back to my great grandfather. He was one of the first African Americans to open up a successful restaurant business. Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz, Marilyn Monroe, Clark Gable, Rosemary Clooney, the Kennedys, all the famous people of old in Hollywood would come to this little black man's restaurant in St. Augustine, Florida to eat that good soul food. And what he taught my grandmother was that if you can make hot water taste good, taste like a meal, you have great food products. So that idea I took and brought it into dry products that you can use instantly. So if you can't cook, as long as you use the spicing, it's going to taste like a whole gourmet meal. And so I've had the privilege of living all over the world, from Dubai to China, Japan. And when I was working in the Middle East, I learned a technique where you infuse aromatic spices with perfumed oils so that the flavor is 10 times more potent. So when you taste my spices, it's like perfume. It's top notes, middle notes, end notes. It leaves the customer with a lingering taste and an experience. And it has so many health attributes that it'll really transform your health and improve it. The average one of my products has about 15 to 20 different herbs and spices, and herbs and medicine. That was the original medicine. So I want all my people to be healthy. I want their food to be memorable. And that's why we got started in this business.
Keith, I love it. And that's exactly, and you did exactly what you set out to do, because we're here live on Francie's Fabulous Things talking about the collard green seasoning. When
Yes.
I'm going to put that video up so you all can see when we're making the fried corn and okra. However, well, let me rephrase this. Let me tell the truth. After I stole it out of my friend's cabinet, all right? I said, can I have this? I said, can I have this? You're not going to use this, right? And with love, she said, go ahead. You can have it. So I went home and I read everything about the Spice King. I
Hmm.
looked up his website and I said, you know what? I'm going to come back by and I'm going to, circle back. And I said, and I'm going to have him on my show.
Thank you
So I
so much.
set out. It was just a no brainer for me. Whether it was the holidays or not, you were coming. I was in love with your products. Like you, I cook from my heart and my soul. So I understood. I felt let me rephrase that. I could taste the passion in this.
Mm.
So I decided to order everything, everything that Keith has. Keith, how many seasonings do you have?
We have so many, Miss Francine, and because I just love creating and making those food experiences. But if you go on our website right now and you use Mrs. Francine's code, which is Francine 2020, you can get my entire collection for 70% off. When you take all the discounts, it ends up being between 60 and 70% off. When you use the promo code Francine 2020, and in that
That's
you're gonna
right.
get that collard green seasoning. You're gonna get a beef stew and oxtail seasoning, a gourmet all-purpose, a seasoned sea salt with
Let
72
me
trace
show it to
minerals.
let me
Oh,
slow it down. Let me show him.
okay.
Let me show it while you tell it. Okay.
Okay, so
So we
let me
already
start up.
talked
We
about
start
the
off with the
collard
collard
greens.
greens. Okay, so now I'm going to show them the oxtail seasoning.
Okay, here it goes.
Okay,
Do
so
you have it?
this oxtail seasoning Beef stew and
Y'all
oxtail
see that right
seasoning.
there? Oxtail
Yeah,
seasoning.
you
This
put
is
that
for
in anything beef,
everyone.
it's gonna be magnificent. Anything beef, you put it on, especially oxtails, it's gonna make that whole pot just get up and holler. The next one I want to show you is the gourmet poultry seasoning. That
Okay, here
gourmet
we go.
poultry
Wait a minute.
seasoning,
Wait a minute.
hmm yes, that gourmet poultry seasoning I actually developed in Japan. So when I was traveling throughout Asia, everybody asked me to make fried chicken for them. I think it's because I was black, and they think like all black people make fried chicken, which we do. But that seasoning specifically, it has all the flavors you need. It'll beat out Popeyes, KFC, all the big chains. You use that, your bird is really gonna sing. All right, use that for your turkey, your dressing, your gravy. It instantly makes the perfect Southern taste. So the
And
next
if
one
you
I
look
want to
at the
show you,
colors too. Ooh, look at the
yes,
colors. That's what
yeah.
I like.
Now if you look, see, I can't see your
What's the
screen, Miss
next one, Keith?
Francine. So go look at the seafood spice.
You tell me. You tell me which one.
Okay, so to grab the
Oh, I was
seafood
waiting for
spice.
that, Keith.
Now that seafood spice is my favorite because it reminds me of my great grandfather. He had a famous seafood restaurant in St. Augustine, Florida, and it attracted all the famous Hollywood elite. So when you open up that bottle, you're gonna taste all the Florida key limes. You're gonna taste notes of like tarragon and dill and citrus and lemon and just great aromas. You can put it on lobster, shrimp and grits, crabs. It's just phenomenal, and it has a really nice buttery afternote which will enhance it when you add the butter and lemon to your seafood. It's going to be just perfect.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
this. Now, this right here, I fell in love with this. I put this the other night on some
hmm
shrimp. I made
Yes.
shrimp, and instead of doing like the traditional, which was like shrimp and pasta, believe it or not, I was like, I'm just going to do shrimp on top of some nice risotto, and I use your and I used a pumpkin one, and then I use your seafood seasoning. It was
Mm.
unreal. So just a little, and Keith has a wonderful recipe. The nice thing I like about Keith Lorren, the Spice Kings products, again, for those of you who have just joined Francine's Fabulous Things, we have the pleasure of having Mr. Keith Lorren on tonight, the Spice King, where his products are in Walmart, Big Y, Stop and Shop, online, two to three other stores in Florida that are not up
hmm
north. But if you want to get his products, you can go online tonight to thespiceking.com
It,
and you
it's
can,
the website is keithlorren.com,
okay, I'm sorry,
which is
Keith
my name.
Lorren,
Yes,
Keith
Keithlorren.
Lorren.
Mm-hmm.
But you can just Google the Spice King; it'll bring you right to his site. And she said, is it at Kroger's?
Not yet. It will be next year,
She
probably
said
the
he
end of
said
next
next year.
year. Mhm.
So again, Walmart. But again, if you go on his site tonight, which is keithlorren.com, or just Google the Spice King, it'll bring you right to his site. You put
Mhm.
in the promo code Francine2020, you get an additional 20% off for all of his season. A beautiful gift set. It makes a great gift. It's an opportunity for you to share, some of our history.
Yes.
Again, you all know I was the chef at Taste of History, the Amistad, and you all know I am very serious about using fresh herbs and
hmm
things like that. And I'm serious about my rib recipe because we're gonna get into that. So, yeah, yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Oh, I
So
can't
for
wait.
me, this right here, I have tried a lot of seasonings so far, and I was so impressed with his seasonings. Again,
Thank you
this
so
is Keith
much.
Loren, the Spice King, and we just talked about this one. So now, Keith, can you tell me a little bit about, okay, so this one right here, the sea salt. Is this your
Oh,
go-to?
yeah. So that seasoned sea salt is magical to me. Um, Before I even talk about the taste, because the taste is just on a whole nother stratosphere, but the nutrition behind that product is astronomical. I spent a lot of time searching for the oceans that had the highest mineral content, and I found it. And it was over there in Greece, and it's near a certain island called Crete.
Okay.
So all of this salt is made from the salt that comes from the salt mines in Crete, right off the rocks. And each one of those blends has about 72 trace minerals in it, just off the bat.
Wow.
Okay. Now, when you taste the flavors of that, it's gonna blow your mind because it has rosemary and clove and basil and
Mm,
garlic, and it gives you
I love that.
a buttery aroma at the end, and it,
Mm,
it just finishes your food. Even if you don't
yes,
have any
that.
other seasonings, you put that seasoned sea salt on it, it gives you such a balance that it's all you need. It's really a
Okay.
magical trick. So you can pair this seasoning with any of my other ones and just have a wonderful flavor combination. I love that product.
And I
Instead
can
of
tell
using
from,
table salt, yeah, instead of using the table salt, which ends up like glass in your body, it's carving up your arteries
okay,
inside, you'll use that one.
okay. So I'm glad you said that because you spoke about the potency of the
Hmm.
flavor, and then also, you took your time to ensure that you got the right type of salt and you got exactly what you wanted. That was the thing that I noticed about your products. And I say this to say, please, 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 you do not have to be heavy handed
No,
with his seasoning
just a
because the
little.
aroma comes out. And
Hmm.
so the other night, speaking about aroma,
Hmm.
I had the pleasure of my mom was like, Francine, I would like some cube steak. I was like, okay. So I had Keith's grilled steak and burger seasoning.
Oh yeah, that is.
And I text Keith, right? Didn't I text you?
You
And I
did, you
said,
did.
Keith, I
Yeah.
said, I just used this burger
Hmm.
and steak seasoning on the cube
Right.
steak, which,
Yes.
I shut it down with the gravies and the onions, right? But I use this, and oh my God, the rice.
Well.
We made mashed potatoes instead because
Hmm.
my mom wanted
Hmm.
mashed potatoes.
Hmm.
No salt in the mashed potatoes. All I did was put fresh herbs in the mashed potatoes because this right here was so potent and so
Yeah.
flavorful. I didn't need
Yes.
anything else. So
Well, let
tell
me
us about
explain.
this.
I'm gonna explain a little bit. Okay, so for me, when I think about a burger or a steak, I want an instant flame broiled aroma. I want to taste the black pepper, the fresh cracked black peppercorns. I want to taste a savoriness. I want to taste a meatiness. I want it to have just the right amount of salt and garlic and just herbs and balance. That product gives it to you. It gives you the flame broiled aroma. It gives you a umami that gives you a succulent taste in the back of your mouth. It gives you a potent black peppercorn aroma, all the
Get into
garlic and
it.
onion you need, and the color is beautiful because we actually take the salt
Yes.
and we smoke it with coal and with oak wood and coffee, and it also has porcini mushrooms in it. But so it's just
Mm.
magic. All of my products are like works of art for your culinary palate. So that's what this
And that's
grilled
how
steak
I
and breakfast.
felt.
Yes, and you can put that on asparagus, on Brussels sprouts. You don't
Mm,
even have to put it on meat, and it's just wonderful.
mm, mm.
Yes.
Like I said, I love to cook, Keith. You know that, and so everybody knows that. And when I say that, there's a difference between when you love to cook and you really can burn. You know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
talking
I'll see. I
about?
see. What
When
my
you
whole
sit back and
purpose
you
is.
go, woo!
Yeah, I want people to when you cook something at home, I want people to give you rave reviews. I want people like, girl, what you put in that for? Like that's my goal,
Right,
and you'll
right.
achieve that if you use it.
Yeah, and that's how I felt. That's how I felt. So, and like I said, I don't like a lot of salt. I like a lot of seasoning. But what
Right.
got me is that the flavor in your
Yes.
seasoning was so good. That's what got me. It was very robust, and I felt like I was getting exactly what I wanted. I
Thank
didn't have
you.
to go, oh well, let me add this, let me add this, let me add this, let me add this,
Yes.
let me add this. I didn't have to do that, and
Hmm.
so that's what really caught my attention. And like I said, the flavors, it was so flavorful. So everything that you're saying really truly came across to me. So
See.
for those of you who have just joined us
Hmm.
for Francine's Fabulous Things, this is Mr. Keith Lorren, the Spice King. And if you
Nice to
go
meet
to
you.
Keith Lorren's website or Google Spice King, you put in promo code Francine 2020 and you will get 20% off. So make sure you do that and support him because, like I said the other night, supporting a Black business is not about just supporting them for the
Yeah.
holidays. It's
Hmm.
supporting them so that after the holidays and after COVID, after everything is over, they're still in business to
Right.
strive and be able to provide you with the excellence that they have put into their product from the beginning, from day one, and
Yes.
can provide that to you. So you make sure that when you go on there, do not just order one. Do not order
Hmm.
one. You
Hmm.
order that Christmas holiday kit. I'm telling you
Yes.
right now, you get 20% off. And the one nice thing about it, you can try everything, but he also allows you to substitute and do and try different things. So for me, the
Right.
collard green seasoning got me, but then after that, I tried everything. But I wanna talk about something really quickly that
Sure.
I think is so important. Now this is where we're gonna fight, Keith. The barbecue rub.
Yes,
Keith,
ma'am.
hmm, now I'm not gonna speak on it, but I'm gonna let y'all know he has a barbecue rub, but I can't speak to it because you know I'm the barbecue queen. So, and I take that seriously.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
I take that seriously. But Keith, go ahead, tell them about, for those of you who don't have me at home.
Right.
Go ahead,
I
Keith.
love barbecue. Barbecue is so important to the so many cultures, but especially the African American and the Caribbean and Southern cultures. And so I wanted to give people a barbecue rub that when you use it, it'll give you
Hmm.
three different flavor profiles. You get coal, you get hickory, you get oak, and mesquite. Four. So when you use that rub, in addition to all of the herbs and spices that we use to flavor the meat, you're gonna get those smoke profiles. So even if you don't have
Yeah.
a smoker, it'll instantly give you that. And that rub is so good, we were actually featured on NBC Today show because of it.
Okay. And you've been featured on a lot of other shows, Keith, haven't you?
Yes,
As
thankfully
well?
we've been on Food Network, Travel Channel, Cooking Channel, Sister Circle TV1, lots of great channels.
Yes, because people understood word travels fast, so don't forget you
It
all.
does.
See,
Listen,
you didn't get 20% off on the food channel, but if you watch a Francine live, you get 20% off. So don't
that's
forget to
right.
go to keithlorren.com or Google the Spice King and you make sure you order the gift set, the
Yes, and
whole
listen,
thing, okay?
the whole purpose of you guys wanting to cook these big holiday dinners is so that you can make your family members or your friends feel good and feel happy. And
Yep.
you want people after tasting your food to be like, "Oh my God, girl, give me that recipe. How you made that?" You want that. You want that reaction, and that's my goal. Like that's my promise to you. If you use these products, you're gonna get those rave reviews that you're looking for. If you have a catering business, the way these products are crafted is for you to want to take another bite and another bite and another bite on top of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then another bite on top of that. So you
Woo.
use my products, you're going to increase your bottom line if you're doing catering or food service or restaurants. People are going to come back for that flavor. And if you're cooking at home, you're going to get that nutrition. You're going to get that
Mm-hmm.
flavor. You're going to get that experience, that love in the kitchen. And it's going to be make worth your. You don't want to spend all this money on ingredients and your food tastes like crap. You want it to be good. So
There you
spend
go.
your
You
money
don't want to work
wisely
too hard.
when it comes to your spices.
So Keith,
Yes.
make that investment.
Yes.
Make the investment in your products, especially in what you use at home and when you're cooking. I always tell people, buy if you're gonna buy it, just buy the best, okay?
Buy the best.
Because you're just
You
gonna
waste more
aggravate
money.
yourself.
You waste more money being cheap. I don't know how. I know for me, when I try to be cheap and I go out and buy a flimsy something, I have to buy end up three and four of them because it didn't do what I
It's
wanted
not
to do
worth it.
initially. But if you use these one product, it's going to do it for you every time.
Okay. And for those of you who have just joined us, you see we have the Spice King on here, Mr. Keith Lorren, this evening. And if you go to his website, keithlorren.com, or Google the Spice King, you get 20% off by using Francine 2020. So I want to make sure all my friends go in there and order this. So Keith, let me ask you a question right here.
Sure.
This is the Caribbean Jerk Rub.
Yes.
Let's get into that. Let's
So
talk about that.
a large portion of my family is from the Caribbean, from Jamaica, and so jerk is very important. And a lot of people claim to have jerk, but it's just not the right flavor. So I went out of my way to do my research and experimentation to give you the
Hmm.
authentic island Jamaican jerk taste. A lot of people sell jerk and they got all kind of foolishness in it. This is the real deal. And what makes this jerk special is we actually use real Jamaican Scotch bonnet peppers and Jamaican allspice from Jamaica. And it's also infused with a few aromatic oils to make it even pop further. That product is wonderful. When you
I love
smell it,
that, Keith.
take a
Feature.
moment and smell it, Miss Francine, and see how
That's what
aromatic
I'm
it is.
let me do it for that's what I was just about to do for you right now.
You tell me what you smell when you
Look,
smell it.
you smell it. You smell it all.
It's there.
Mm. Look. I'm gonna let you all see. Do you all see that? Can you all see that?
Yeah, my
Get
products are about
get
pure
close.
balance. When you think
Mm.
about taste, you need to
Oh
hit
my
all,
God,
in
Keith.
order for something to be delicious, it has to hit all of your flavor
Woo!
receptacles. So you have to have sweet,
And you don't
salty,
just
bitter,
smell
spicy,
right all the
umami,
notes.
tangy. It has to have all of that. And my products do all of that instantly.
And so, speaking of Scotch bonnet,
Hmm.
Keith also has his very own Scotch bonnet pepper sauce.
Right?
Can you all see that? Do you see the beautiful color? Do you see that?
It's beautiful. Those
It
peppers
is.
come from Jamaica, and a lot of hot sauces are heat manufactured, so you lose the taste of the live Scotch bonnet pepper. Our product is made from a cold fusion, so we don't heat it. So you get all the nutrients, and it's preserved the natural way without heat.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Miss Francine,
So
can you see me? Can you see me clearly from your camera?
oh yeah, we can see you
Okay,
just
good,
fine.
good.
You're doing a great job.
Oh, good. Okay.
Look, I'm over here, but I'm just wanna now. This is something I want everyone. Now, this is what got me.
What's that?
Besides the collard green, listen, what got me? Let me back it up. The collard green seasoning got me. The steak and burger seasoning got me. The seafood got me.
Uh-huh.
The sea salt is about to get me. The
Did you
poultry
open
got a
that? Did
hold
you
of me.
taste that one?
Wait, no, I'm going to bring it back, but I need to talk about this.
I
I
can't see
need
it.
for you all, listen, here it comes. Boom! This is Wakanda.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Keith. I have
Yes. The
never ever
spice of
seen a
Wakanda.
Wakanda spice. Spice
Wakanda
of
forever.
Wakanda.
Yes, ma'am.
Wakanda forever. Talk
Yes,
about
ma'am.
this, Keith. Talk
So
about it.
I was so moved by the movie Black Panther because it showed people of color in a royal light, and it showed them for their history in antiquity, having whole kingdoms on whole continents and having
Yes.
whole influences over the economics of the world. And so there's
Right?
a huge culinary history that comes along with that. And there's so many different national groups in the continent of Africa that I had to just try to create a product that will highlight all of them. So when you taste the spice of Wakanda, you're tasting the African diaspora. So you're gonna taste Ethiopian, you're gonna taste Egyptian, you're gonna taste Congo, you're gonna taste Nigerian, you're gonna taste so many different
Woo!
cultures.
So
And the
for those
beautiful
of
thing
us,
about this,
so
mhm,
COVID, you
yes,
home on COVID. You get a look and for the vacation that you couldn't go on, okay?
go to
You get some
Wakanda
Wakanda
through
right
that
here in your
spice.
own kitchen,
Yes.
right
So it's
here.
my goal when the movie comes out on Black Panther 2 that Marvel and Disney will put this spice in all of their theme parks and throughout all of the retail outlets so that everybody can experience this flavor.
Yes, and for those of you colleagues of mine and friends who are in positions, we all know Keith Lorren the Spice King has a seasoning called Spice of Wakanda that
Yes.
needs to be part of those bags.
Listen,
Okay?
if you put that seasoning on salmon, on shrimp, on lamb, on beef, on vegetables, in couscous, in anything, it's so delicious.
Okay.
That
I'm going to
spice
open it
has,
up because I want you to see how
yeah,
beautiful. I want everybody to see how beautiful it is, Keith.
that spice has
Can you all
28
see that?
herbs in it.
Ooh, Keith, tell us, tell us,
28.
tell us.
That spice has 28
Oh my gosh.
herbs in it. It's a very expensive product to manufacture. However, the
Yes,
health
Lord.
benefits that you get from those 28 herbs, I'm not even going to talk about it,
Mm, you can
but you're going to
smell it.
experience it when you taste it.
Oh my gosh.
Hmm.
And you know what I appreciate about your products, even the
That spice
ones
is
that are a little bit more.
vibranium. That's the
Okay.
vibranium spice right there. If you
This is
eat that, you're going to just, you see how good me and Miss Francine look? That's why.
that's you see that? This
Yes,
right
ma'am.
here, this spice of Wakanda. I was like, oh my God. And what I like about your spices, Keith, even the ones that have a little bit more, that are just a little bit more spicy, as some people would
Uh-huh.
say,
Hmm.
you don't lose the flavor. Because
Right.
people think that if it's just hot, like, oh, it tastes great. No, I need the flavor.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I
Flavor.
need the flavor.
That's what
And
it's
that's
about.
what all of your spices bring. You
Hmm.
have something for everyone. I mean,
Yes.
just there is, and I'm gonna go back over that because I want everyone who missed, who just came in and who just joined us to just see what I have the pleasure. Just look at this right here. Just look at
And
this.
you know,
Can you
Miss
all see this
Francine,
right there?
we
Do
even
you
have
all see that?
cannabis flavored spices too.
I know on your website. That's what I said. Do
Yeah.
you all see that? Do you see that? The collard green seasoning, the
Hmm.
spice of Wakanda. Do you all
Hmm.
see that? The seafood. Do you all see that? All the different seasonings we have here that I'm rotating around. And don't forget, if you go to the Spice King or KeithLorren.com, you Google the Spice King or go to KeithLorren.com and you
Mm-hmm.
put in Francine 2020, you get
Yes.
20% off.
Yes. Get the
Please
whole
buy his
collection.
entire
It's worth
collection.
it.
You will not be disappointed. The great thing about Keith Lorren's products is that his
Mm-hmm.
products are very, very potent. It has exactly what you need.
Yes.
There's something for everybody, and especially right now with up here. I mean, we know you're in Miami. However,
Mm-hmm.
up north, it's a little chilly. So even if you don't feel like cooking, here's an opportunity. He told you, we would take it back to the old school.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny now, like Trevor Noah said, he went to a restaurant with a colleague of his, a very high-end restaurant, and the colleague
Mm-hmm.
said, "Oh, Trevor, you're gonna have a delicacy tonight." And Trevor was like, "What is it?" So the bowls came out. He said, "Man, this is beef broth. This is broth, you fool." And he said, "Dog bones." He said he laughed so hard. But now, kale is a delicacy.
Yes.
Ranch is a delicacy because
Oxtail
people
is
are
a
starting to
delicacy.
it is now. And so
Mm-hmm.
people are starting to understand why people live so long and could endure all of the things that they endured because they use fresh herbs and seasonings, and they would drink it as a broth. So, like it's cold right now, you want to make a nice soup. You
Mm-hmm.
don't have a lot of things in your house. You could just use, you know, Keith Lorren the Spice King,
That's it.
jazz up a pot of water, throw some vegetables in there, and voila, there you go.
You would
You don't
have
have to
to,
do a lot.
Miss Francine, you would have to have a whole cabinet full of spices just to equal one of my spice blends.
Say that
You'd have to
again.
have
Say that
you,
again.
you would have to have a whole cabinet full of spices just to match up with one of my products. I'm
That's
serious.
right. No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. I believe you. I want you to say it loud so they can hear you in the back. That's what
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. This is why I purchased everything. And I'm in love with your brand. And that's
Thank
why I
you
tell
so
people I
much.
love to cook, but I don't like a lot of salt when I
Right.
cook. And
Right.
so I use a lot of fresh herbs, a lot of
Mm-hmm.
fresh seasonings. I make a lot of my own rice seasoning. I love that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So when I tried yours, it was like exactly
Mm-hmm.
what I was
It
looking
tastes
for,
like
you know?
home. It tastes like home because
Right,
this all of these spices are on our ancestral DNA. And
right, right.
when a person like me masters that, we can infuse all those thousands of millennia of history and DNA into a product. And that's why people are feeling it so much. It's bigger than myself. It's about the collective. You understand?
Right.
It's
I
about
do.
it's about our history, and it's about the natural medicines. Spices were medicines at one time.
Right.
And if you gain the mastery of that, you can gain the mastery of your health.
Exactly. And that's why they used to talk about, especially in the South, things like mojo bags. You always
Yes,
heard in the song, you got my mojo bag. I
that's
know,
right.
believe me, I know, but
Yeah,
that's from Izzy, South Carolina. I
yeah.
know. And so, with that said, again, if you go to Keith Lorren, if for those of you who are joining us on Francine's, you know, fabulous things this evening, please make
Hmm.
sure you go to Keith Lorren's page. You make sure you go to Keith Lorren, www.keithlorren.com. Put in
Hmm.
promo code Francine 2020. You will get 20% off. Again, these spices are wonderful. Buy the entire holiday collection. You will not be disappointed.
They're gonna
You
want
will
it.
not.
Do you know we even have a dessert spice, Miss Francine? A
Oh,
dessert
I know.
spice
I saw that.
for
I
your
saw that.
cobblers and pies and
I
apple
saw that.
pies.
I saw
That
that.
one's on its way to you. And so listen,
Oh,
when people grab a Spice King product, I want them to just take me out of the equation for a minute. Take the spices out of the equation for a minute. Do you know
right.
what it means for a small person as myself to be able to grow a business in your home and grow it to a point where it's on a national level, an international level? That's
Oh,
proof
Ebony
that
says she
anything
just
could be
ordered her
done.
collection.
Oh, great, great. That's proof that
Yeah.
anything can be done. So all of you that have
Thank you,
aspirations out
Ebony.
there, you can go global with your aspirations, with your dreams, with your passions, and let this spice be a reminder to you that it's possible for you too.
Yes, yes. And
Yes.
that's exactly why I had you on because, again, Keith is from the South and, right here in my heart, baby. And so for me to see Keith design all of these spices and just represent historically, because, like I said,
Hmm.
it's a taste of history. It's not just
Right.
a seasoning. For
No,
us,
no, no,
it's
no.
something totally different.
Yes.
When we start cooking, it's from our souls. That's what I tell people. It's from your soul. So you want your soul, you want to manifest happiness. You want joy,
Absolutely.
love. It brings all of that into the room, into the kitchen, wherever it is, wherever your family, whoever you're
Yes,
feeding, it is an extension of your heart. And I know that's what it is for me with everything.
absolutely.
And so when I tried your spices for me, Keith, that's exactly what I got. And I could not
Beautiful.
wait to have you on Francine's Fabulous Things. And
I'm
I'm
honored,
so excited and
truly
happy
honored.
that you joined us this evening. I really am. Again, um, go on his website, order it. Thank you so much, Ebony. And for those of you who have ordered this evening, you will
Thank
not be
you.
disappointed.
Yes.
Please,
Listen,
please, please do not be heavy handed because you don't need to be.
it's almost time for Christmas meal. And I know you want to have the best. And if you get that Spice King
Hmm.
collection, you'll have everything you need from all the meats to the vegetables to the desserts. You'll have everything. And then
Hmm.
from our special promotion with Miss Francine, some of you guys are going to get these new Spice King aprons with your collection.
Yep. And Keith and if you all stay tuned, I will be putting up the information soon. Keith and I will be cooking up a few things for you
Oh,
all
yeah.
for this holiday. So we're really excited about that, and you all will have an opportunity to join us in our kitchens as we cook. And again, I'm going to mention my collard green season, especially with New Year's coming up, New Year's
Yes.
Eve coming up. You all know
Yes.
the tradition. Don't act like you don't know.
Listen,
But
and
for
Miss
those of you
Francine,
who don't know, it's time to teach them. Yes.
Francine, black eyed peas are another African American soulful tradition because on New
Mm,
Year's, people make black eyed peas so that they can have abundance in their life for the years to come. So
yes.
when you cook your black eyed peas, you can use that collard green seasoning in there and it'll
Hmm.
give you a beautiful, smoky, southern
Look at
aroma
this.
and flavor.
Look at that.
And you can bring in prosperity for the new year
Mm,
by using that
yes.
spice.
Yes, you
Hmm.
can. And not only just that, for those of you who still eat the swine that is so divine that everybody likes to act like they don't do anymore, or as I say, left behind, okay? Because I'm rhyming tonight. Don't play with me, okay? I'm going to just tell you right now, you need to get into it and don't play,
Eat
okay?
more
For those
vegetables.
of you, for those, we eat vegetables, but I'm sorry. I am so sorry. The reason I say this, I will not apologize for liking pork. I will never, okay? I am sorry. I am not apologizing for that, okay? And for those of you who will, we all know that the pigs trot how they trot. So they always tell you that's why, for the New Year's, that's why we have pork as well, because they leave
Hmm.
everything behind. So
Right.
again, with that, another thing I like you can try is the beef stew and oxtail seasoning,
Hmm.
also along with his sea salt seasoning
Hmm.
on your pork. That is a nice combination as well. So, and or your jerk.
Did you get the all-purpose seasoning too?
Yes, I have the. I just have the sea. No, I don't. I don't think I have that.
Well, we're gonna
I
get
just
that
have
one
the
for you.
gourmet. I just have the gourmet sea salt.
Oh, that's perfect. And there's another one that's on its way to you, Miss Francine, too, which is our new
Oh,
product.
I feel so
It's called
special.
the Cajun Mardi Gras seasoning.
Yes,
This
that's what
seasoning
I
is going to
was
be
after.
going into all of the HEB stores, and this is the spice that you use for all your crab boils and your fried Cajun fried
Hmm.
turkeys and all of that good stuff.
Right.
Your jambalaya, your red beans and rice. This is the spice for that.
Okay. And so tell us right now, and now Keith, you have a dish that you love to make with that Mardi Gras Cajun
Oh
seasoning.
yes.
Tell me a little
So
bit about
so
that.
if you guys go to YouTube right now, I have a video for a deep fried turkey with a lump crab gravy. So I actually took a turkey breast and seasoned it with the Spice King Cajun Mardi Gras and seasoned salt. We deep fried it, we sliced it, and then we served it with a Cajun lump crab gravy over mashed potatoes, and it was just so heavenly. It was so good. You
But you
owe it
want
to
to talk
yourself
about
to
my
make
pork.
that. And listen,
Listen to all of that. Okay. Oh my God, you are hilarious. Well, I'm telling you, like I said, that right there, just the fact that you fried, and a lot of people deep fry turkeys
mm-hmm,
during the holidays, especially
mm-hmm,
Christmas.
yeah.
You see everybody outside with their fryers. Please be
But
safe.
this recipe you can actually fry indoors, and I'll show you how to do it right on top of the stove. So that
Kim
makes it
said, "Oh
easier.
my word,
Oh
yes!"
yeah.
And that's how I'm going to talk about that too next time. For those of you, I have a great Dutch oven pot that you can deep fry a wonderful turkey breast in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't deep fry the whole turkey, but you can deep fry,
Right.
and it's wonderful. So we're going to talk about that next time. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, tonight, we are here with Mr. Keith Lorren, the original Spice King from
That's right.
Florida. Again, if you go to his website, Keith Lorren, or Google the Spice King, you put in promo code Francine 2020, you will have the opportunity to get 20% off. And
Yes.
you, again, you're not just supporting him because he has great spices, which he
Mm-hmm.
does, but I
Mm-hmm.
think it's so important that you make sure that you support him because he is a man of color in business. He is an entrepreneur.
Yes.
He is providing you with a part of history through
Right.
his spices.
Yes. And you know what?
Again, it is a taste of history.
When one minority company is successful, it opens the door for all the other ones because they say,
Yes.
you know what? Hey, that worked. Maybe we should try this one also. You understand?
Yep.
So I've been
And
given
this,
a tremendous platform and an opportunity. So please go out and pick it up from the stores. And if it's not at your local store, you can actually go to the managers and request it and say, hey, we want to cook with the Spice King. We want that product. And it'll bring it right
yes.
on in.
That's right. And so that's
Hmm.
what you want to do. Again, like I said, you go on there, you could order the whole set, or you could just try a few, or even if
Hmm.
your budget, whatever it is, it doesn't allow you, some of them are like $10, right, Keith, if I'm not
Yes, ma'am.
mistaken?
Yeah, but with that
So
new
it's
20% off, you're getting a huge discount off of that.
$8.
And
I
it's free
mean,
shipping. Free shipping. And I
so,
promise you will not find a better product. You will not find a better quality. You won't find a
nope.
better flavor. You can use a whole entire spice cabinet and it still won't taste as good as one of my products. I promise.
All
No
right.
cap.
I
No
love
cap.
I love it, Keith. I love it. Well, Keith, thank you. So does anybody have any questions
Yeah,
for
any
Keith?
questions? I love questions.
Yeah, I like questions too.
Any business
I like
questions
questions.
or health
Because
questions or cooking
and you know, and
questions?
let's go with the first of all, let's start with a few other business questions. Keith,
Sure.
how long have you been in business?
So I started off in 2011 on YouTube, making cooking videos and showing people how to make ethnic meals with our products. The first day I put up my first video, I made my first sale. And so when I put myself through culinary school right after that, and I was making them in my college dorm. And then it got too big, so we outsourced the manufacturing, and it just steady progressively grew bigger and bigger. So 2015 was the first year we made it into stores, and 2019 was when we got into Walmart, and now we are a national brand.
Keith, I'm so proud of you. I'm
Oh,
so
thank
proud
you.
of you.
But
I
I'm
am
I'm
so proud
thankful
of you.
for all of the people that support because if it wasn't for the people that support it, it wouldn't be a success. So thank you guys.
Yeah. And you said, growing up with your grandmother,
Oh yeah,
watching her do different,
oh yeah. But
you
it's
always
not.
hear that story.
Yeah, it's my whole it's my desire to, you know what, I'm gonna go even
Oh,
deeper.
someone just, I don't mean to cut you. Somebody just
Sure.
ordered another one. Thank
Oh,
you, Kim.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. You know what? There were so many executives that told me that your brand is not going to work because it's too black, it's too ethnic. And I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
prove all of them wrong because our food matters. Every time we make something, it's duplicated and called Southern when we know where it originated from. And so there's a
How?
certain taste that comes with our cuisine. There's a certain flavor that comes with everything that we do.
Mhm.
I've been able to package it and I want people to experience it. And it's grown so much because of the wonderfulness that's in our culture. So it's not too black. It's wonderful. It matters. It's important. And when you pick it up from your retail stores, you show them that hey, our culture is important too. It matters.
Yes, yes, Keith.
Yes.
And that's exactly why when I went to Stop and Shop, and
Hmm.
if you all go, you'll notice that Keith's products are near Badia products. And the reason
Yes.
I'm saying this to you is because Keith's products were gone. There were only like two left. So
Yeah.
I
Sold
got
out.
exactly what I
Hmm.
took what and then I did exactly what you said.
Hmm.
I went to the manager
Hmm.
before I even met you, and I went to the manager and I said, this product right here, you need to restock your shelves. I said,
Hmm.
because this product right here is wonderful.
Yes.
I said, the demographics here, I said, you have every other product stocked. You need to ensure that you restock your shelves with that product. And so, what I found interesting is that now Andrew Zimmerman from the
Hmm.
Food Channel
Hmm.
now has partnered with Badia to
Yes.
make a more culturally aware as they call it, seasoning. So
Right.
I just thought that was kind of funny, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
I just say hats off to you, Keith,
Thank you.
for, you know, standing strong in your truth and understanding your value, and that
Hmm.
people, our history does matter,
It
and that
matters.
our history is, as I say, rebranded and
Yes.
refaced by every and by any and everybody, and it's called
Yes.
something different, and they're on the
Yes.
food channels and everywhere else cooking our
Yes.
food.
You
And
know,
so,
they
like you
say,
said,
yeah, they say Black lives matter, but Black spice matters too.
yeah,
It matters.
all right, say black lives matter. That's
Black
right.
spice
That's
matters.
right. Black media, black talk shows, black lifestyles, black everything. We all
And
matter.
it's
That's
and
right,
it's
Keith.
and it's not just about that. It's honestly about passing on the best possible flavor for me, for everyone to experience, and the health attributes is very important.
Yes, and that's what we've always cared
Hmm.
about. People of color have always cared about that since the beginning of time. We've used spices for everything, spices and
Yes.
herbs. And for those who don't know, for me is really funny, because and
Hmm.
more so really in the north, and then people who don't really pay attention to their history and kind of don't pass those wonderful things down to their
Hmm.
kids. Then I
Hmm.
find that their kids are in situations where they're talking to other people from other countries, and they don't even recognize their own culture present in somebody else's.
Hmm.
So I think that it's so important to pass those the legacy down, and just
Hmm.
all those tools in the history about why we use spices and why we use certain things. So
Hmm.
I think that's so important, and I'm
Oh,
just
and
so
it's
thankful for your
thank you.
spices, for the Spice King. For those of you who have just joined us, we have Keith Lorren, the Spice King from Miami, who has created, again, I want to show you a diversity of spices. Here's his entire brand. You
Thank
can
you.
go onto keithlorraine.com. You can put
Absolutely.
in promo code Francine 2020 and receive 20% off. Again,
Yes.
what started my search of the original Spice King was this collard green seasoning, and I'm
Yes.
going to put this up as close as I can so you all can get a look. Get a look. Can you smell it?
Listen,
Look right there. Look at it. You
there's a
see all
lot
the
of
different herbs?
imitators.
Look at that. Look
Listen,
at that.
there's a lot of imitators out there now, but there's only one Spice King. There's only one
There
person
is.
that can do it right, like what we do. And if you want the best flavor, you're gonna cook with a Spice King, because you're gonna try the other stuff. You're gonna be like, this don't taste
Yep.
like nothing. You're gonna end up trying to mix and match your whole cabinet, trying to achieve that flavor, when you could just use
Yep.
one Spice King product and it bam, there it is.
And that's what happened to me with my collard greens.
There you go.
I tried it. Like I said, I was making fried corn and okra, and then I went and I used this with my greens and just, my meat.
I
This
want to give
right
you a
here,
challenge. Everybody that's watching, I want to give you a challenge. I want you to take any one of my products and just sprinkle some in some hot water, and you taste that hot water and tell me it don't taste like a whole meal.
yeah, yeah, that's what I said.
Complete balance.
Listen, we know how to make
Yeah.
it work. And that's what I'm saying. So especially right now during these times,
Hmm.
you're at home, we have COVID, we're dealing with all of this. We need to be mindful, and sometimes old school things work.
And they
And so
do.
Keith has made sure that he has brought our history forward with his
Yes.
spices. Again, here is the gourmet seafood spice seasoning. Here is the gourmet poultry. I just want you all to see each and every one, and so that you can take a look. He has one that like I said, that I have never seen as well, which was the spice of Wakanda, which
Wakanda
is
forever.
Wakanda forever. Do you see it? Look at that.
Yes, that's
Spice of
a taste of
Wakanda.
Africa in that bottle.
And there you go. Do you see how rich it is?
Hmm. Look at the
This
color.
can you imagine? Exactly. Can you imagine? And what's nice is it's light. It's light.
Yes.
It's not heavy. I mean, if you look closely, it won't get all compact at the bottom of the
Hmm.
container. You got to put it in the
Hmm.
microwave. You're trying to soften it up. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes. Listen, you're gonna either buy crap or you're gonna buy the quality.
That's right. And this
It's
is
your
truly the
choice.
quality. It's
It's
truly
your
the
choice.
quality. And so,
Hmm.
Keith, tell me, like you said, you know, you have been making, when you were young, were you making seasonings as well, or just
I mixed
paying
my
attention to your
first.
grandmother?
No, no, I mixed my first spice blend at 3 years old.
Oh my God.
I mixed my first spice blend at 3 years old, and I've been doing it ever
Wow.
since. I love it. I loved it for its scientific properties. I love it for how it makes the food taste. I just love the science. I love the science of it all. And when you're
Right.
passionate about something, you become the best at it through experience. And I've been all over the world learning my craft, all over the Middle East and Asia, South America. And so when you taste my product, you're tasting a world's imprint of knowledge and creativity. You're tasting a full ancestral line of great chefs and cooks, and you're tasting a lot of education.
Yes. And it's so important that we pay homage to our, ancestors when we cook. Because
Yes.
I know when I started to cook, I'm in the kitchen, it just gives me life. I just come alive. I love it. And like I said, there's so many people I watch, it's like everyone's this chef,
Mm-hmm.
that chef. But there's a difference. See, there's a difference when it comes from within, and that
Yes.
little something just gets going right there. When you're
Mm-hmm.
cooking, let me tell you, I know me. Once I start
Yes.
cooking, you better watch out,
You better
okay?
watch out.
Watch out, watch out. You better get back. You better get way back, okay? When people are like, oh,
Yes.
well, let me taste this. People are like, oh, let me taste this. You should put this in the store. Mm-mm. I cook from my heart. I
That's
cook from
right.
my spirit. Like you said, all those
Yes.
things that family taught you, the things that you
Mm-hmm.
watch growing up. I watched
Mm-hmm.
pickling. I know how to
Mm-hmm.
make chow chow. All
Mm-hmm.
those wonderful things. And
Cultural
so
cultural
when
gems. Mm-hmm.
exactly, and you can
Mm-hmm.
never get those from a
Right.
Food Network, from the chef that does not look like you. I'm trying to tell you right now, you can't, because there are certain things that are historically just from us, about us. And so I love being able to share that. Just like I can celebrate every other culture, no matter
Yes.
what color you are, I
Mm-hmm.
celebrate them. But I also know my lane. I
That's right.
celebrate my own at the same time.
True.
And so that's what I got when I tasted your
Thank you.
seasonings. I was
If you
so
want,
touched by that.
if you want the African American taste, if you want the Caribbean taste, if you want that soul taste, you got to cook with the Soul Brothers products. As simple as that.
That's right, with the Spice King. That's right. You
That's
all
right.
heard that. Mr.
That's
Keith
it.
Lorren
I'm
and
so, a lot of,
business.
I'm so confident. I'm so passionate about it because I know it's the best. I know what it's going to do for your food. I
All
know you're
right.
going to get rave reviews.
Mm-hmm.
I just
I
know it.
can. You
I
are.
know
And
it.
again, look, I'm so trifling. Here I go again, everybody, with the collard green seasoning. Look right there. Look at it. I'm telling you, you all know good and well, we do not see collard green seasoning in the stores all the time. And people say to me, well, I don't need that because I just use a little bit of this. Guess what? I can make some mean greens. Trust me. Okay? My greens are the truth. Not
Yep.
greasy. I can make some greens. So when I made that, when I had that, it gave me
Whole
that
new level.
one little extra thing. It was like, okay, now I don't have to go and mix all that other stuff that I
Yes.
bring together. Keith
Hmm.
gave it to me all right here in one bottle. And so
Yes.
there's something about when you buy a true seasoning and somebody who
Hmm.
can really make real seasonings. And if you're out there,
Hmm.
you know what I'm talking about.
And it's not
It's
just
not
salt.
about the salt.
It's not
It's
salt.
about the herbs. It's about everything coming together to ensure
Balance.
that you get that flavor, that
Hmm.
thing right there in your mouth that makes everybody fly back in your kitchen
Yes.
and say, "Who made the greens? Who?
That's right.
Can I have some
Who
more of
made
that?" Who
that?
made it? And
Listen,
it's true.
you did something when everybody's trying to take your food home. And when people
Yes,
cook with my
yes,
products, ain't nothing ever left. I can
yep.
barely this like I'm the spice king, right? I manufacture these, but this is the only spice I could bring here today because my neighbors always come and take all my spices. My family come and take all the spices. You took your friend's spice, so
I
so
did. I
it's
did. I
that
took
good.
a spice.
It's
I
that
did. I
good.
sure did. I really did. I took a spice.
So when you get your spices, hide them so that nobody takes them.
Or direct them to Keith Loretta or the Spice
Yes,
King, trying to put in Francine 2020 to ensure that they get their discount.
yes. Tell them to get their
And
own.
again,
There you go.
that's right. And again, like I said, Keith and I had the pleasure. We're going to be cooking during the holidays. And you know, as I said, cooking. I
What do
didn't
you want
say
to make?
cooking.
What you want to
Okay.
make? What you want to make, Miss Francine? What you want to cook?
Mm. I think I'm going to surprise them because I'm thinking and my mind is going here. First of all, I'm going to make my green. I think I'm going to make my greens.
Okay.
But I'm also going to make something a little bit different
Uh-huh.
because, like I told you, I love to cook. So I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
put a new little spin on this. Just do things that people, because we have appetizers and, with all the
Yeah.
million people over
Yeah.
during
Now,
the holidays right now.
now,
Remember
do
that.
you want to come
We
to
have to be safe.
you want to come to Florida when you cook, or you want to cook virtually?
We're going to be live. We're going to cook virtually right now.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
don't trust me. When all of this madness is over, Keith, I'll be there. I'll
Okay.
be
Come
there.
on.
And where are you? Know I'm going to be there. I was like, it's going to be, all I need is my music, okay?
We got you
And I
covered.
have it. So
Mm-hmm.
I am so excited. So you all heard that. I'm gonna be cooking with the Spice King. So
Yeah, we're
make
gonna
sure
tear it
that you
up.
go. Yes, we are. Yes, we
Tear it
are.
up.
Yes, we are. I said, oh my God, it will never be the same. It will never be the same. Because Keith is like over the top and likes it
Oh
all.
yeah.
Listen,
We
just like he
you
likes
gotta
to
live
bring
life with
flavor.
zeal and with fun and just you be 100%
Exactly.
your full self. Just enjoy it, you know?
hmm And I'm just
Live
so
your full
proud to
self.
have him on here as an entrepreneur. I mean, just that alone, to step out on faith, because many
Yes.
people would, like you just said, many executives, and that's what happens a lot of times
Hmm.
because they're so used when you're in business, and especially when you're a creative, people are so accustomed to their black and white day to day way of doing things in business and the way they function within their job that sometimes to be able to see further than their situation, it's a challenge because they're used to their safety net of how
Yeah.
they do things. But let me tell you, if you are out there, if you look at Oprah, you look
Hmm.
at, I mean, I could just name, you look at Earl Graves, you
Hmm.
look at,
Earl Graves,
oh,
yes.
I could just name, I can name so many entrepreneurs who
Hmm.
are successful. Trust me, no one lives out their full potential and dream and makes it the way that they want to make it and get to where they want by being
Hmm.
safe. Trust me,
Right. You
you
gotta take
have
a
to step
risk.
out on faith and you
Yes.
have to know and think differently because guess
Yes.
what? If everybody over to the left is
Hmm.
doing the same thing, there's nothing that's going to make
Yeah.
you stand out if you're doing the same. So you may get a lot of no's, people who are in positions who are in, as I call them, the safety net
Hmm.
positions, and you're looking at them and you're trying to get them to understand, your passion and you're trying so hard, to make them believe and understand. They can't. They can't. You have to
Right.
find somebody who can understand the bigger picture and believe in you
Right.
and,
And you take that first
and
step.
support you.
Take the first
Yep.
step. You're not going to know the next steps until you take the first step. So start where you are.
Yep.
If you wait till everything is perfect, ain't nothing going to get done. Start where
Yep.
you are, walk out on faith, take the next step after that, the next step. And guess
Yep.
what? When you look up, you're going to see the path for yourself. But you won't see it until you go forward, until you move and actually
That's
make
true.
action.
That's so
Right.
true. And like they say in the Bible, God always tells you, without works, what is it
It's
actually?
dead.
Is dead.
Without, yeah.
What is it? I can't believe I always say it, so I feel sorry.
Without works,
Work
faith is dead.
dead or something is dead. This is a
Without
shame, right?
works,
My
get to work.
please, my choir members out there, if you all are watching, I know it. Y'all know I said it choir.
Now you got it right. Without works,
Uh,
faith is dead.
yeah,
You can have all the
it's
faith, but
something.
if you're not gonna get out
Yeah.
there and work, you might as well just hang it up.
But I will tell, and look, my friend Joelle, usually she'll pop on here and tell me, she like, this is what it is. I feel so sorry. Lord, forgive me. I don't forgot my scriptures. But anyway, back to the Spice King. Okay. Again, if you want to be an
Hmm.
entrepreneur, I'm telling you, it is not for the faint at heart. If
Yeah.
you do not want to work and you do not believe in what you're doing, guess what? No one else will. And
Until
no
you see
one
it,
will feel,
until you see it, nobody else will see it. And you got to step into full character. That's why when I tell people I'm the Spice King, I dress like it, I move like it, I act like it. I am
yeah.
that. I own it. And in your lives, whatever you claim to be the best at it, you put the research in
hmm
and the work, and you become
Yep.
that. And you let everybody know. And don't be bashful about it, as long as you can back it up.
And that's why I'm wearing this hat. I'm
That's
supporting my
right.
girlfriend right here. Do
There you
y'all see
go.
that right there? This is art. Because that's
There
what
you
we do.
go.
This
And
is
make sure
what we do.
all of you go to my website, keithlorren.com. If you go to Google and you search the Spice King, you'll find me. We have a wonderful spice collection with all of our products on sale. If you use
Mm.
the promo code Francine2020, you'll get 20% off. It's free shipping. And some of you are going to get our new Spice King aprons in the mail as well as a free gift.
Oh, did y'all hear that? Did you all hear that? Did you hear that? I'm telling my friends, and for those of you who can't cook, right, or want to learn, what better time than now, right?
Yeah,
You're all
you're
stuck
home.
inside the house,
You have to
right?
cook anyway, but you might as well cook with the best products that you possibly can. You might as well experience for yourself the best flavor that can be attained. And you can do that by
Yep.
cooking with the Spice King. Simple as that.
And that's all it is. That's
You
all it's
deserve,
about.
as hard as you work at home, you deserve to have the best.
And so if you're out there, you want to learn how to cook, take this opportunity, teach your kids how to cook. Teach them,
Right.
share that history. You
Hmm.
may have forgotten, and now you're like, you know what? They're right. I need to do this with my kids.
Hmm.
I need to teach them. Teach them your history. Share your history. It's very important.
And watch how
So,
you feel after
mm-hmm,
eating our spices. Watch
yep.
watch the potency when you eat our spices, and that the herbs start going through your system. You're gonna start to feel better. You're gonna start to look better.
Mm-hmm. Talk about,
Certain
talk about,
certain
get your
certain
sugars.
extremities are gonna begin to rise up. If you know what I'm talking about, they're gonna raise
I
their
can't, I
hand
can't with you. I
because you got
can't
all the
with you.
blood flowing. You know what I mean? And
I
that's what
can't
these
with you,
products do.
kid. I can't.
It goes
I
all the way.
can't.
Yeah,
Jesus.
it's not a joke. It's real. The original medicine men were spice people who had the knowledge of how to put herbs together. That was
That's
the
so
health
true.
then, and it still is today.
That's so
And
true.
it's all in
That's
these
so
bottles.
true.
You won't find a more complex product than the Spice King products. That the most simple one of our products has 20. I'm sorry, the most simple one of our products has 14 herbs and spices in it. If you have 14 herbs, that's gonna take up your whole cabinet. You have all that in one product.
Exactly. And that's why I was so happy when I found your products. I said, look at
Right.
this. I was like, oh, I'm so glad. I was like, I'm so glad she started using these products right here. I said, because then that way I could have them. I was so thankful.
Hmm.
So again, if you go to keithlorren.com, you'll
Yes.
get 20% off if
Hmm.
you use Francine 2020. Make sure you order again, like I said, you have an opportunity. I'm going to show you what, and I don't even have every last one of them, but look, do
Hmm.
you all see that? Do you all see this? All these spices. You have an opportunity to get a beautiful gift set with, I think, what was it, like 10 spices?
It actually comes with 11. It has a free gift in there. So you get
Okay,
11 herbs and you get 11 spices. You get a hot
that's right.
sauce, collard
You
green
get the
seasoning,
Scotch Bonnet.
oxtail, jerk, curry, all purpose, the seafood. You get so many different barbecue
Wakanda.
rub, the steak seasoning, so many different wonderful flavors. If you want the Wakanda, you can add it in. And I was the first one to develop a cannabis flavored hot sauce, seasoning blend, and barbecue rub. So if you want to make cannabis wings, you sprinkle that can of spice on top, and it's wonderful. You get all the health nutritions of using the hemp plant in a seasoning bottle. It's wonderful.
Okay. So for those of you who have just joined, we are going to go on over to Instagram for a few minutes and share all this good news with Instagram for a few minutes. I am so thankful that you all came on
Thank
and
you.
joined us tonight. Again, if you come on over to Francine Live, for Francine Lives, I'm sorry, Francine Lives Live. Look at me, Lord, I'm like Francine Live. We are live tonight here at Francine Austin page on Facebook. But if you go to Francine Lives Large, go to my page in a few minutes. We're going to be on IG Live. You can catch us, Mr. Keith Lorren. I am so glad this is the
Thank
original
you.
Spice King. And
Thank
if you
you.
plan on cooking for the holidays, you would want to get all of this. And I'm going to tell you another little secret. For those of you who like to make a nice cocktail, especially one with chocolate,
Hmm.
hmm drop a little of his gourmet sea salt in there and watch the flavors just explode right in your cocktail. Okay? So just remember, keep that in mind. All right?
Especially Bloody Marys too, with that
Mm-hmm.
spice. Uh-huh.
Yes. So thank you, Keith. Again, I'm
Thank
going to
you.
pin the information and I will see you over on Instagram in a few minutes.
You got
Okay?
it. Listen,
Come and
thank you
join
guys
us
for
over there.
watching. I love you. Health, wealth, prosperity, success, happiness, fulfillment, all of those things be unto you.
Good night, everyone.